Good morning, students. Today, let us discuss the concept RC circuits. RC circuits. Already, we discussed about capacitors and we discussed about resistors, circuits containing capacitors and circuits containing resistors individually. But today, we are interested to study the circuit containing both capacitors as well as resistors. Suppose here is a circuit. It consists of a capacitor as well as a resistor connected to a cell through a key. This is the cell. This is the capacitor of capacitance C. This is a resistor of resistance R. Now, what will happen? Generally, capacitor is ready to store the charge. But due to the presence of resistor, it will take some time to store the charge. At time t is equal to 0, the charge in the capacitor Q is equal to 0. At time t is equal to infinity, after a long time, the charge on the capacitor becomes Q naught. So it takes some time to grow the charge inside the capacitor. It takes some time to grow the charge inside the capacitor. So how much time it takes? Why it requires certain time for the storing of charge, and what is the advantage of this combination? All these ideas we are going to discuss in this topic. Here it's a DC supply, so these are called DC circuits. Sometimes these RC circuits are also called DC circuits. Here charge is taking some time to grow inside the capacitor. Let us calculate this time and all. That's why let us take the heading like this: growth of charge, growth of charge, growth of charge, growth of charge in RC circuit. Growth of charge in RC circuit. We know that suppose the EMF of the cell is E, EMF of the cell is E, and the key is closed. EMF of the cell is E and the key is closed. Then some current moves through the branch containing C and R. Let I is the current passing through the branch. Current is given by dq by dt. The rate of flow of electric charge is called electric current. If I apply KVL here, KVL. According to KVL, in a closed loop, sum of all potentials must be equal to 0. So the potentials available in the loop are E, EMF of the cell. After some time, some charge is deposited here. Q is the charge deposited after T time. Q is the charge deposited after T time. So the potential developed here is V is equal to Q by C after T time. As I is the current passing through the circuit, IR is the potential drop at resistor. Sum of the three potentials must be equal to 0. As we are moving in clockwise direction, here I am starting from negative to positive. So negative to positive means it is positive. Here it is a positive plate, it is negative plate. You are moving from positive to negative, so it is negative. Again you are going from high potential to low potential, it is negative. So E minus IR is equal to Q by C. E minus IR is equal to Q by C. But we know that I is equal to dq by dt. I is equal to dq by dt. So E minus dq by dt into R is equal to q by c. I need to simplify this. How to simplify this? Let us see. Let me here bring that q by c this side. E minus q by c is equal to dq by dt into R. Bring that dt by R this side. dq by E minus q by c this side. So q containing terms are on this side, other terms are on this side. In order to remove the derivative, we need to integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. Whenever we integrate here, integral dt by R is equal to this c you can take, otherwise you do like this, integral dq by E minus q by c. In integration we have a formula, integral f dash x by f of x dx is equal to log f of x to the base e. Log f of x to the base e. Similarly, if I find the derivative of the denominator, derivative of e is 0, it's a constant. Minus q by c can have derivative minus 1 by c dq. So that's why let me multiply with minus 1 by c on both sides. Let me multiply with minus 1 by c on both sides. Then what will happen? Denominator is like f of x, its derivative is in the numerator. Okay. So you can write it as log f of x. That means log e minus q by c to the base e. Log e minus q by c to the base e. Here we should take the limits. Here time is variable. Time varies from 0 to t. At time t is equal to 0, here charge is the variable. Charge in the circuit is 0. After t time, the charge in the circuit is q. After t time, the charge in the circuit is q. Now, here minus 1 by rc will be the constant, integration 0 to t dt. Okay. This side, the limits are from 0 to q. Integration and derivative gets cancelled. You are left with the t. Limits are from 0 to t. It becomes log e minus q by c to the base e minus log e to the base e, because q becomes 0. Then minus 1 by rc t minus 0, upper limit minus lower limit is equal to log a minus log b. Log e minus q by c by e to the base e. If I bring this e this side, e power minus t by rc is equal to 1 minus q by ce. Then q by ce is equal to 1 minus e power minus t by rc. Q is equal to ce into 1 minus e power t by rc. Q is equal to Ce. C means capacitance, E means potential. Capacitance means potential will give the charge. So this is the capacity into potential. Ce will give the charge, nothing but maximum charge that can be stored in the capacitor. So you can write it as Q naught into 1 minus e power minus t by RC. Very, very important formula. Very, very important formula. So the charge on the capacitor at any time t, after t time, the charge on the capacitor, instantaneous charge is given by CE. CE in the sense Q naught, maximum charge that can be stored into 1 minus e power minus t by RC. Now you see, you take t is equal to 0. When you take t is equal to 0, something power 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Q is equal to 0. This condition satisfied. You take t is equal to infinity. Whenever you take infinity, it becomes e power minus infinity, 1 by e power infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, Q becomes Q naught. This condition also valid. After t time, the instantaneous charge is given by that formula. Okay. Now, let us take the graphical representation. Let us take the graphical representation. Now if we draw graph between time and charge, Q is the charge, T is the time. Initially at time t is equal to 0, no charge is available. As time increases, charge also gets increases and almost it becomes a constant after a long time. After infinite time it gets maximum value. What is the maximum value of charge? Q naught, that is equal to CE. In order to attain this Q naught is equal to CE, we have to wait for infinite time. That means this graph never touches this line but moves parallel to the line. So here the growth of charge is exponential. The growth of charge is exponential. Because Q is a function of E. E power something is called exponential function. So the growth can be understood with the help of this graph. If suppose, if I wait for a time t is equal to RC seconds, then what will happen? Q is equal to Q naught into 1 minus e power minus RC by RC. RC gets cancelled. That is Q naught into 1 minus 1 by E. That is Q naught into E minus 1 by E. You know that E value is approximately 2.718. By substituting it here, if you find Q is equal to 0.63 Q naught, it is clearly stating that after RC seconds, the charge grows to 63% of the maximum charge. The charge grows to 63% of maximum charge. That means if you observe some t is equal to RC seconds, which can be represented as tau seconds, At this moment, the charge is 0.63 times of maximum charge. The instantaneous charge is 0.63 times of maximum charge. And from here to here, from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to RC seconds, the growth is considerable growth. Later on, the growth is there, but it's very small growth. So negligible growth it is, considerable growth it is. So this time up to which there is a considerable growth of charge in the capacitor is called time constant of the circuit. Tau is called time constant of the circuit. Time constant's formula is RC seconds. So what is time constant? The time taken by an RC circuit to grow its charge on the capacitor to 63% of the maximum charge that it can store is called time constant. Why we have to consider time constant? Time constant is the time over which there is a considerable growth in charge inside the capacitor. So this is what we need to understand from growth concept. Now let us see the decay concept, decay of charge in RC circuit. Now let us see the decay of charge in RC circuit. Decay of charge through capacitor. Decay of charge through capacitor. Capacitor resistor circuit. Nothing but RC circuit. Decay of charge through capacitor resistor circuit. So as shown in the last concept, we are taking a capacitor attached with some resistor. Capacitor is having capacity C, resistor is having resistance R. They are connected to a cell of EMF through a key. When we close the key, maximum charge it can store, Q0 will be stored here after a long time. So once the capacitor is fully charged, I removed the contact or I opened the key. Then this charge will decay its value through this resistor. Will decay its value through this resistor. Then what will be the equation here? Earlier equation when it is closed is E minus Q by C minus IR is equal to 0. This is the equation we used in earlier concept. Now as we removed the key, source of EMF is absent here. So minus Q by C minus IR is equal to 0. Minus Q by C minus IR is equal to 0. Okay. Now if you simplify this, IR is equal to minus Q by C. You know that I means dQ by dt into R is equal to minus Q by C. dQ by Q is equal to minus 1 by, or minus dt by RC. Integrate on both sides. So when you integrate, integral dQ by Q is equal to minus 1 by RC is constant, integration dt. Time varies from 0 to t. At time t is equal to 0, the capacitor is fully charged. Here charge is variable. Hence at time t is equal to 0, the charge available is Q0. After t time, some of the charge get decayed and the charge available is Q. So here denominator's derivative is numerator, Q's derivative is dQ. So it can be written as log Q to the base E, limits are from Q0 to Q, is equal to minus 1 by RC 0 to t, like this. So it is log Q to the base E minus log Q0 to the base E, log A minus log B, by substituting upper limit minus by substituting lower limit, is equal to minus 1 by RC into t minus 0. It becomes log Q by Q0 to the base E is equal to minus t by RC. Q is equal to Q0 into this E base will be how? This logarithmic base will become algebraic base here. Q is equal to Q0 into e power minus t by RC. So this is the trend through which the charge is getting discharged. If you represent it graphically, again we should take charge on y-axis, time on x-axis. At time t is equal to 0, the charge available is q naught. As time is increasing, charge value is decreasing like this. Charge value is decreasing like this. Sorry, it is exponential decrease. It's not like this. Exponential decrease means it is like this. Like this. If you want to decay the entire charge, that means final charge want to become 0. So if you need q is equal to 0, implies e power minus t by RC is equal to 0. So it should become infinity. It implies t should become infinity. So you should wait for infinite time to decay the charge to a value 0. Otherwise, if you wait for tau seconds, tau we defined as RC. If we wait for RC seconds, then what will happen? Q is equal to Q naught into e power minus RC by RC. RC gets cancelled. It becomes Q naught by E. So Q is equal to 0.37 Q naught. That means after tau seconds, that means after tau means RC seconds, the charge value decreases to 0.37 times of Q naught. From here to here, that means from time t is equal to 0 to t is equal to RC seconds, there is a considerable decay of charge. Later on decay is there, but it is not so considerable. So this time taken by the fully charged capacitor circuit to decrease its charge to 37% of its maximum charge is called time constant of the circuit. So remember the two ideas, two definitions for time constant. Formula is the same in both the cases. In growth case or decay case, time constant is nothing but product of resistance and to capacitance. This is the time taken to decrease the charge to 37% of the maximum charge stored. In the earlier case, that is the time taken to grow the charge from 0 to 63% of the maximum charge. So either considerable growth or considerable decay in the circuit is observed within a time interval of 0 to RC seconds. So it is having its own importance while doing problems. Let us see one or two problems related to this. Before to that, let us understand the behavior of CR circuit at different times. The behavior of CR circuit at different times. Now let us discuss the behavior of CR circuit at different times. Let me discuss at time t is equal to 0. At time t is equal to 0, this is called initial state. Initial state. At time t is equal to 0, suppose here is a resistor and capacitor combination attached to a cell through a key like this. At t is equal to 0, this state is called initial state. What will happen? Initial state means the charge available in the capacitor is 0. Soon after switching on the circuit at time t is equal to 0, whatever potential offered by the cell, let V is the potential offered by the cell, the same V will try to send some current. But at time t is equal to 0, the charge available on this plate is 0, the charge available on this plate is 0. Plus Q is 0, minus Q is also 0. So the potential difference between the two plates is 0. So here there exists a potential V as it is connected to battery positive. As it is connected to battery negative, let me take the potential as 0 because the potential difference should be V. V minus 0 is V. As no charge is available, both the plates are at same 0 potential. So here 0, here 0. If you observe clearly, some current is starting to move through the resistor. So individual resistor, if I take, I is the current passing due to the potential difference V and 0. This potential difference leads to the generation of this current. So current is given by V is equal to I, or I is equal to V by R, potential difference by resistance. This is the current passing through the resistor. No charge is stored inside the capacitor. That's why whether capacitor is present here or absent here, it doesn't matter. So you can short circuit it. You can directly join with a wire, as both are at same potential. You can join with a wire. So capacitor is said to be in short circuited position. Capacitor is said to be in short circuited position. At time t is equal to 0, capacitor can be considered as in short circuited state. Capacitor is considered to be in short circuited state. That means by removal of this capacitor, if you join a wire, the same current will pass. So whether capacitor is available here or is not available here, it doesn't matter. The same current is passing through the resistor. This state is called initial state, and this condition of the circuit is considered as short circuited condition. Okay. If you wait for a long time, suppose infinite time, at time t is equal to infinity, the circuit is said to be in final state. Final state or steady state. Why it is called steady state? Entire charge gets deposited over here. The maximum charge, once it attains, it will not allow the further passes of current in the circuit. So it is getting the stability or the steadiness. So such a state is called steady state. In steady state, here is the resistor, here is the capacitor. They are attached to a cell through a key. Key is closed. You waited for a long time. After a long time, Q0 is the charge stored. When Q0 becomes, Q inside the charge, capacitor becomes maximum, what will happen? Both plates will attain a potential difference V, whatever exists on the battery. Suppose this is battery positive, battery negative, here the potential difference is V. The same potential difference. It is negative terminal, so you can take it as V0, you can take it as V. Already it is connected to this terminal, so here you have potential V. There exists a potential difference V between the two plates. Once it attains the potential of the cell, what is the potential here? The same V is the potential here. There is no potential difference between the two ends of the resistor. No current passes through the resistor. No current passes through the resistor. Here current passing through the resistor becomes V by R. So this current is observed at time t is equal to 0. No current is observed at time t is equal to infinity. At time t is equal to infinity, current passing through the resistor is 0. Such a state is called final state or steady state. In steady state condition, the branch containing capacitor will not allow any current to pass through it. If suppose some another branches are also there, the entire current will move through the other branches without having capacitor. So at steady state, no current passes to branch containing capacitor. These 2 points we should understand. Whenever we are given with a problem containing capacitor and resistor, At time t is equal to 0, maximum current passes through the resistor since there is no charge available on the capacitor. At time t is equal to infinity, no current passes through the resistor which is attached to the capacitor since capacitor is fully charged and it is no more ready to send current. Therefore, answer is 0. The current passing through the resistor is 0. The current passing through the resistor is 0 at time t is equal to infinity. Let us do one problem. The question is like this. Here is a cell of EMF V which is connected through two resistors and one capacitor. Its resistance is R1, its resistance is R2. Now the question, its capacitance is C. Find currents through R1, R2 at t is equal to 0, t is equal to infinity. This is the question. We need to find the current passing through R1 and R2 at time t is equal to 0, at time t is equal to infinity. Solution. Let me speak at time t is equal to 0. Let I is the current given by the battery. So from this I is coming here, I1 is going through the first, I2 is going to the second resistor. As we know, at time t is equal to 0, nothing but initial state, capacitor can be short circuited. The potential difference between the two plates is 0. So at time t is equal to 0, initial state of circuit. At initial state of circuit, capacitor can be short circuited. That means you can directly join this capacitor like this. Then it's basic. So you can remove this capacitor and you can join the two terminals with the help of a wire. Then clearly you can calculate I1 and I2. You know that same potential difference should be here. If V is the potential here, so 0 is the potential here. The same V will be the potential here, 0 will be the potential here. So current passing through the first resistor is potential difference by resistance. So V minus 0 by R1. Current passing through the second branch, V minus 0 by R2. Nothing but I1 is V by R1, I2 is V by R2. The same problem at time t is equal to infinity. At t is equal to infinity. That means which state? Final state, ORR, steady state. Final state or steady state. Steady state means the charge on the capacitor becomes Q0. Maximum charge is capacitor is filled with maximum charge. Capacitor is filled with maximum charge. That means there exists potential difference V across the capacitor. So no current passing through the resistor. No current passes through the resistor R2, because as we discussed in the earlier case, the branch containing capacitor will not allow current to pass through it. So entire current passes through the resistor 1. So through resistor 1, what is the current? I is equal to potential difference V by resistance R1. V by R1. This is the answer for this question. I hope I reached you. So very simple question. At time t is equal to 0, our thinking is such that capacitor is removed and are short circuited. Then current passes through both the resistors. At time t is equal to infinity, the capacitor is fully charged. So no current passes through the branch containing capacitor. So entire current passes through the other branches of the circuit. Nothing but entire current passes through R1. Therefore, we did calculation. So this is question number 2. In this question, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 resistors are there, and one cell of EMF is there, and one capacitor is there. You are asked to find the charge stored in capacitor in steady state. The charge stored in capacitor in steady state. So this is the question. Steady state means at time t is equal to infinity, the charge stored in the capacitor becomes the maximum charge. You are asked to find the maximum charge that can be stored by the capacitor. You know that in steady state, once the capacitor stores the maximum charge, no current passes through the branch containing capacitor. So entire current passes through the other resistors. That means other branches which doesn't contain the capacitor. What will happen? Let I is the current given by the battery, which has to be circulated throughout the circuit. So what is the current value? Current value is equal to voltage by equivalent resistance. What is the voltage you applied? 12 volts you applied. Equivalent resistance is, this resistor is inactive because no current is passing through this at a steady state. So 1 ohm, 2 ohms and 3 ohms, all the three are in series combination. In series combination, effective resistance is 1 plus 2 plus 3. That is 12 by 6. That is 2 amperes. 2 amperes is the current passing through the circuit at steady state. But you are asked to find what is the charge stored in the capacitor. What is the charge stored in capacitor? Suppose if you consider the 3 resistors in series combination, there is some potential difference exists at each resistor. Let me calculate the potential difference. Suppose here is the 12 volts. So this 12 volts, here some drop is there. What is the drop over here? Current value we calculated as 2 amperes. So 1 into 2. So 2 volts will be dropped at this resistor. So remaining 10 volts will be here. Again, 2 2s are 4. So 4 volts will be dropped over here. So 6 volts will be here. And here 2 ampere current is going means the 6 volts will be dropped here. So you will have 0 volts. So this is the division of voltage. That means as these 2 points are connected, this is also at 10 volts. As these 2 points are connected, this is also at 6 volts. What is the potential difference across the capacitor means? No potential is dropped at this 2 ohms resistor since no current is passing. Here current passing through it is 0 at steady state. So the potential difference between the plates of the capacitor, potential difference across the capacitor is 10 minus 6, that is 4 volts. 10 minus 6, that is 4 volts. The capacitance of the capacitor is 2 microfarad. You are asked to find the maximum charge that can be stored. Q is equal to CV. Q is equal to CV. So capacitance 2 microfarad, that is 2 into 10 power minus 6 farads into voltage 4 volts. It becomes 8 into 10 power minus 6 coulombs. That is nothing but 8 microcoulomb will be the maximum charge that can be stored by the capacitor at infinite time, that is at steady state. steady state. Once again I am going to explain this problem. Once time becomes infinity, that means if you wait for a long time, what will happen? Capacitor stores the maximum charge. Once capacitor stores the maximum charge, no current is passing through the branch containing capacitor. So entire current has to pass through the remaining circuit. So I is the current passing through all the three resistors. I calculated I value by applying voltage by resistance. Voltage is 12 volts, resistance is 6 ohms. So 2 amperes is the current. So if you take this positive plate is having 12 volts and negative plate is having 0 volts, the potential difference is 12 volts. Okay, this among this 12 volts, 2 volts is dropped over here, only 10 volts is left over. So here 4 volts is dropped, 6 volts is left over. Those 6 volts will be dropped here, so you are left with 0 volts. Clearly, these 2 points are having 10 volts and 6 volts. The potential difference between the plates is 4 volts, and no potential drop observed at 2 ohms. The charge stored here is given by Q is equal to CV. So 8 microcoulomb is the charge stored in the capacitor at steady state. So here is one more problem. In this problem, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistors are there, one capacitor is there, one cell is there. The key is closed for a long time. The problem is given at steady state. Steady state means at time t is equal to infinity. After a long time, what is the charge stored in the capacitor? So charge stored in the capacitor, let it be Q naught. You are asked to find Q naught after a long time. Always you think that if suppose they give find the charge stored in capacitor without mentioning the state, the default state is the steady state. After a long time, what is the charge stored? Let us see. After a long time, if full charge is available inside the capacitor, no current passes through the branch containing capacitor. No current passes through the branch containing capacitor. So entire current will divide like this. If I is the current coming like this, I1 is current passing through this branch, I2 is current passing through this branch, I3 current passing through this branch will be 0. No current is passing through this branch. So then entire I2 will continue here, this I2 will come here, I1 will come here, I1 plus I2 will go through the negative terminal of the battery. First let me find the current in the circuit. Current in the circuit is voltage by equivalent resistance. Clearly these two resistors are in series. Effective resistance is 7 ohms. These two are in series. Effective resistance is 10 ohms. Both are in parallel. So R equivalent is given by 7 into 10 by 7 plus 10, 17. Like this. Now, as we are given voltage as 20 volts by 70 into 17, 0, 0 gets cancelled, it becomes 34 by 7 amperes. 34 by 7 amperes. Once again you see, when capacitor is in steady state, no current passes through the branch containing capacitor. Hence this 1 ohm resistor is inactive. So the entire current has to pass through the remaining circuit. 6 and 4 ohms together they constitute 10 ohms. Through this 10 ohms I2 is the current passing. Through this 7 ohms I1 is the current passing. Okay. Clearly, if suppose here the potential is 20 volts, here it will be 0. Because 0 and 20 gives 20 volts potential difference. Same 20 will be here, same 0 will be here. If I want I1, I1 means potential difference by effective resistance 7. So 20 by 7 amperes is the current passing through this branch. Similarly, I need I2. I2 means 20 minus 0 by 10 ohms. Both are in series. So it is 2 amperes. If you add these two, again you will get the total current 34 by 7 amperes. But we are not asked to find the current values. we are asked to find the charge stored in the capacitor. For that purpose, we need potential here. So I2 value we calculated. I2 is 2 amperes. If 2 amperes is going, so what is the potential drop here? Among the 20, I2 is 2 amperes. So 12 volts potential drop will be observed here. 12 volts potential drop will be observed here. Once you drop 12 volts, here you will get 8 volts. So 8 volts is the potential difference across the 8 volts is the potential difference across the 4 ohm resistor. The same should be the potential difference between the two plates of capacitor. Because no current is passing through it, it is inactive. So potential difference across capacitor is 8 volts. The capacitance of the capacitor is 2 microfarad. Now the charge stored in the capacitor is Q0 is equal to CV, 2 microfarad into 8, that is 16 microcoulomb, 8 volts it is. 16 microcoulomb is the charge stored in the capacitor at the steady state. 16 microcoulomb is the charge stored in the capacitor in the steady state. Let us see growth of charge. In RC circuit is given by Q is equal to Q0 into 1 minus e power minus t by RC. If I differentiate both sides with respect to t, I will get dq by dt, nothing but that is nothing but current passing through the circuit. So d by dt of, if I multiply Q0 here, minus Q0 into e power minus t by RC. Q0 is the maximum charge stored in the capacitor, its derivative becomes 0, minus Q0 is constant, d by dt of e power minus t by RC. So it becomes minus Q0, e power x derivative is e power x itself, and again for the, here t is there, here something is there, a function of t. So for this function again you need to find derivative. So if you find the derivative, minus 1 by RC will be the derivative for this one, e power minus t by RC. So minus minus get cancelled, Q0 by RC into e power minus t by RC. This is the value of current after t time. Q0 is the maximum charge stored. So maximum charge stored is given by CV. Maximum charge stored is given by CV by or CE, capacitance into applied EMF by RC, which is equal to minus T by RC. So CC gets cancelled. EMF by resistance is the maximum current that can go through the capacitor. So you can write it as I is equal to I naught into e power minus t by RC. I is equal to I naught into e power minus t by RC. This is the relationship between current after t time in the CR circuit during growth of charge. So it gives growth of current. The current value, how it varies with time is given by this equation. Actually, as the charge on the capacitor grows, time gets increases, so current value is going to decrease and decrease. Okay? So during decay of charge in RC circuit, during decay of charge in RC circuit, Q is given by Q0 into e power minus t by RC. It indicates or differentiate both sides with respect to t. What happens? dq by dt is nothing but q naught is constant, d by dt of e power minus t by rc. For this derivative is q naught into minus 1 by rc into e power minus t by rc. Q naught is nothing but ce by rc, e power minus t by rc. dq by dt is I. So I is given by minus I naught e power minus t by rc. Only direction gets reversed. Only direction gets reversed. It's the same expression you got with the negative sign. That's why if we draw a graph between current and time, current is here, time is here. At time t is equal to 0, e power something is equal to 0, it is minus I naught. As the time increases, the current value, when time becomes infinity, e power minus infinity, 1 by infinity is 0. It becomes 0, almost 0. The graph will be like this, very closer to time axis. The graph will be very closer to time axis. That is the relationship between current and time during decay of charge. During growth of charge, if I draw a graph between current and time, the current and time graph is like this. At time t is equal to 0, the current is I naught, plus I naught now. Again, current value is going to decrease and almost it becomes 0 at time t is equal to infinity. So this is in first quadrant, that is in fourth quadrant. So quadrant wise variation we can see. Okay. If you take tau is equal to RC, that means after time constant, what will happen? I is equal to I naught by E. I naught by E is 0.37 I naught. 1 by E means 0.37 I naught. So after RC seconds, so if you wait tau is equal to RC seconds here, the current reduces its value to I naught by E. Current reduces its value to I naught by E. That is 0.37 I naught. That is 0.37 I naught. This is I naught by E. Okay. Similarly, here also if you wait for t is equal to RC seconds, nothing but tau, then what happens? I is equal to minus I naught by E. That means if you wait for tau seconds, it becomes minus I naught by E. Minus I naught by E. So again you can define the time constant like this. The time taken by the circuit to decrease its current value to 1 by E times of maximum value is called time constant of the circuit. Is called time constant of the circuit. So remember these ideas such that we can solve various problems related to the time constant of the circuit, related to the strength of the current in the circuit during steady state, during initial state, and problems related to the charge in the RC circuit during initial state and during final state in tomorrow's class. Thank you.